Welcome back, Smutterflies.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Not the Wednesday that we promised you.
No, because, when breaking news interrupts the 10 o'clock news, you've got to
we interrupt this broadcast to bring you breaking news.
Yeah.
But we'll get to the reason for the episode.
Yes.
What's going on?
Not much, really. I've read quite a lot. Like, when you said you'd finish, King of Ravens when I got here, I was gutted, because I was when I came, I was like, oh, she won't believe I'm on chapter 33 already. Like, how good of that is me? And then when you said I finished it, I was like, oh.
How good of that is me?
Good English.
Writing a book, mind.
Yeah. But I was chuffed with, I've been doing I read a little bit physical on the weekend because I was sat down for a little bit. So I did pick up the hardback, but I've pretty much done the vast majority on audiobook. And I don't feel like, I don't know, maybe it is, I don't look at audiobook lengths, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But there is a significant difference. So like this, I'm listening to as much as I listen to anything. I've driven more this week. But I looked up earlier and I was like, fucking hell, I'm on chapter 32. I was like, wow, I'm smashing through it. Really embarrassing story I haven't told. Oh, maybe I did tell you this. Maybe I didn't. Don't know. Can't remember. I got a new car last week and went to pick it up from the dealership. And here in the UK, we have Android Auto. I don't know if Americans have that. I assume you kind of do. But it's just like Apple Car, whatever. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Apple Car?
Apple CarPlay, is it?
That thing. And the guy was really kind. He's like, "Should we help set it up?" And you're like, "Nah, it's easy." And the car that I got, I've had before.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was sat in the passenger seat, helping me set it up. And what I didn't anticipate is, because the car had also literally come off the lorry, it'd been shipped in from Japan because I'd ordered it in. Everything was set to full, so full blowers, heat, full. So when I turned on the engine, everything came on full, including the volume, and it just auto connected to my phone because, I've had the car before, so it was all set up, and it auto-connected and started playing King of Ravens. Thank fuck at that point, because it was Monday last week. I was only on chapter 7. Oh no, actually I think even less than that. So no Shadow Daddy, King of Death, twisting my nipples shit. But it came on so loud. The guy was like, oh, and I was like, oh, trying to pause it, and he was like, what's that? I was like, it's my audiobook, and the screen's quite big, and it obviously puts the cover really big, and he was like, what is it? I was like, oh, it's my audiobook, it's fantasy. I was like, it's Game of Thrones. He was like, oh, okay. But imagine if that had been
when she's chowing down on his dick.
Well, I haven't got to that bit yet, but yeah, no, but if it had been a smut scene, can you imagine? So that was great. But I'm thoroughly enjoying King of Ravens. Not that I thought that I wouldn't. I knew I would. But I'm audiobooking, and I have to say, outstanding. It's a duet. Little things, we'll talk about it when we do the episode next week. But just regional accents you don't always hear. Because I feel because I think the voice actor, particularly for Rhiannon, I think she is British.
Okay.
So there's a bit more nuance to the regions. I've just fucking eaten it up. I'm loving it. And I started Feather So Vicious on the weekend, and I'm about 5 chapters into that, because I was like, I don't want Sam to be shouting at me that I haven't done Patreon, and I've got a book club book to read this month.
Wow.
So I was like, I need to get my ducks in. And because I was audiobooking King of Ravens, I was like, well, I could read Feather So Vicious. I'm really enjoying it, but it is dark as fuck. We never read trigger warnings. I think you need to read the trigger warnings. It's real, and it's not things that we've seen before in books, but it's very explicit to not very nice things.
Okay.
And even I was a bit oh.
Oh, okay.
Not it makes you not want to read it, but just I just be mentally prepared.
Yeah.
But I'm really enjoying it, and it's making me nervous. So right before we started recording, guys, we were setting up.
It's come off again.
Oh,
fuck.
Really?
Do.
Okay, if you hear background noise, basically, as we were literally setting up, Sam's boom arm for a mic just fucking clattered off the table onto the floor, and she spent the last 10 minutes putting it back on, and now mid-intro, it's just decided, luckily it didn't clatter, she caught it before it clattered. Push it this way a little bit towards the, because, no, not the base, the top, yeah, so now it's flush against that, yeah, there you go, you got it. Oh, don't you guys just love an unedited?
I know, but the thing is, it moves as I'm trying to do it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Mine did this the other week, but once we retightened it was fine. Touch wood, it's been fine. But for some reason, Sam's this week just really doesn't want to play ball. Oh dear. You good? I think you're okay. That looks okay. Okay.
Good God. Sorry, guys.
You're lucky it wasn't me eating chocolate.
That would have been a nicer noise than my fucking boom.
Maybe people are into ASMR. Maybe that's what they want.
Oh, I was in my sister's just now, and Lola had this like vanity case thing for a doll for a birthday. And she was like, "Oh, do you want to see it? Like, you can open the mascara, you can open the lip gloss." And obviously, like, she was giving things to me in this plastic, so my nails would happen against it. And I said, "Oh, it's ASMR." And she opened like a pretend blusher set, and she was like, "Run your fingers over this," because it was like all like individual circles of colours. So I was like running my fingers up and down it. She was like, "That would be a good one." I was like, "Yeah, it would be."
That's cute.
Oh, I'm deep in my birthday era.
Yeah, March is a time for you, innit?
So 2 of our friends have a birthday on the 28th of February.
Our other friend is like not long before.
And my niece is the 28th of February.
Yeah.
So I have 3 birthdays on the 28th of February.
Yep.
Then one of our friends is the 2nd of March.
Yep.
Then my niece and nephew are the 6th and the 9th of March.
Yeah.
Then Mother's Day usually falls somewhere after
Yep.
that. And then my other nephew is the 24th of March.
Yeah, it's just a busy time. People got to stop reproducing to give birth in March.
Honestly, like, why is everyone having sex in the summer?
I have a lot of birthdays at this time of year as well, even though I don't really have many friends or family. But like,
stressful, man. Anyway, I am I am reading A Trial of the Heart by J.E. Larson, which is the 2nd book in the Valdor series. I'm nearly finished. I'm loving it. Just eating it up. I loved the first one. I don't know why I waited so long to read the second one, but hey ho. And I'm also reading Arcana Academy by Elise Cover, and I'm nearly finished that. And again, absolutely loving it. Eating it up. And I think my next physical read is going to be Half City by Kate Golden.
Yeah.
My next Kindle read is going to be Feathers So Vicious by Liv Zander. And don't know what my next audiobook's going to be, but we'll see.
I know you've just read it, so maybe it doesn't make sense to, but honestly, King Raven is so good.
Do it again.
Honestly. Like,
Another one.
You'll eat it up. Yeah, so I feel like that's everything. Do we have any other updates or anything?
We didn't say it in our last episode, but at the time of recording, like, it's Monday. So yesterday was International Women's Day. So happy International Women's Day to all our baddies in the industry.
I didn't even know it was until you text me at
to
like
say
3 p.m.
To say to your daughter to
thanks.
have a nice... I was hoping that you would spoil it. I forgot that your husband was doing a half marathon,
did.
Full marathon.
Full marathon.
So I was like, oh, I hope he spoils her because it's International Women's Day. And then
we stood in the rain on the side
literally waiting for 4 hours
literally
to watch him cross the line.
I know.
But that's an amazing achievement. Well done, Mr. B.
Mr. Pepper.
For doing the marathon. 4.5 hours of running is not my cup of tea.
Yeah, no, he's... Do you know what, though? Like, I was top, like, marathon wife. I had to drop him over for 7 a.m.
Oh, bloody hell.
I know. But I did shoot myself to a Starbucks on the way back, so I was like, I deserve that for being up and out to 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was fair play to him. Like, I knew he'd do it. Like, he's been training for, like, a year. But, yeah, I just can't believe I'm a marathon wife now. That's, like, me. You know, I really didn't see that for me.
Yeah.
He was not that person when we got married.
No, he wasn't. He's really gotten into his exercise, hasn't he?
Yeah, he loves it. So he's doing a half in 8 weeks because that's normal, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, he does a half like all the time now, but like he's just got to keep me like topped up, and then he's got another full one I think in like November.
Fair play to him because it's really good exercise running.
Yeah,
it's good for your joints, good for your mental health as well. Being out and like in nature because he runs outdoors, doesn't he? Yes. He's not much of a treadmill runner.
He does do the gym out of necessity, and he does does it like twice a week, so not like, and they're like literally there for like 20 minutes. He goes in and does some kind of like, I don't know, something, and then leaves. But yeah, no, and I think for him it's been a big mental health thing.
Oh my god, yeah, he looks fantastic. He, like, not that he didn't before, like,
and he didn't do it for weight loss. He just did it because he liked it. But like as well, like it's really hard to explain to people because like you know him so well that it isn't that weird. My husband really doesn't have any friends, right? And that sounds like no, but that is like an active choice by his part.
Yeah,
like,
no, I know.
He's at his happiest when if he had friends. It not like he doesn't like people. Like he would consider Sam a friend, but he's just not a social person. No. But I always used to say to him like, your entire life revolves around like, you know, child, me, the house, like
the dogs, like, he did everything under one roof,
literally, and like he works from home, like. And he would have happily, but I was like, you need to have something, like a hobby, you know? So, yeah, especially
because, like, we read, you obviously come here once a week.
Yeah.
We have quite a social friendship group. We see each other at least once a month as a friend group, if not more often when we've got, like, lots of birthdays and stuff. Now you're doing bookish events, like, you've got so much going on. Like, I feel like he needs something for him, otherwise he's working, fathering, and that's it. No.
Yeah, but it works really well for him because it's going out, but he doesn't have to socialise.
Yeah, he doesn't have to talk to anyone.
So he loves it. Anyway, yeah, so that happened on the weekend. What else is happening? This is like a minor book thing, but I feel like we didn't plan for this to happen, but we've taken special editions of Dora Stone off my website.
And I think B was going to do a post about it, but I just did one anyway, chatting about it, because like obviously like when I do stuff on my TikTok and my Instagram, I don't just include Daughter Stone just to include it. Like, I do it because I feel like it fits with what I'm talking about. So, like, when I did, like, my Badass Women for International Women's Day, I was like, I have to include Non. Like, because she's like me. She's chaotic and a bit all over the place, but, like, gets shit done anyway. Like, thrives under pressure. And, like, I feel like a lot of the videos that I've done lately have talked about Daughter Stone. So I just, like, mentioned it in one of my videos. Just put it out to the world. Didn't even tell B that I was doing this video. And then I was like, oh my God, was I allowed to say that we had to take special editions off the website? Because it's out there and people have watched it and reposted it now.
Well, people can see it, but, like, it just wasn't something that we planned. Like, when I had the order of special editions at the end of Jan, there was 200 of them. X amount, like, I would say probably, like, 50 to 60 hardbacks were for the pre-orders and about 30 was it, like paperbacks. And like we've had a few orders come in, trickle in just naturally through the website, but it's mainly been the wholesales. Like big shout out to Spicy Librarian, like I honestly can't thank you enough. Like, but they've literally pretty much bought me out, as well as a pop-up in Manchester called Bad Girls Books who did a one-off. But yeah, basically they so Sam's like had to get like, well, I mean, as a PA, I feel like that's something you would naturally do. But, like, I would just count the books on my shelf every day and be like, this is how many books I have left. Whereas Sam's like, no, because you've got, like, pre-orders and you've got events.
So I've got a spreadsheet of her stock. And then she's like, but there's stuff left on my shelf. And I'm like, yes, but you can't sell that on your website because I've got that earmarked for this event, this event, this event. If they're left at the end after these events, we'll put them back on the website. But for now, we can't.
Yes.
And B's like, I'll just count my stock every day.
Yeah, literally. So the other day, we did have a small amount left. And then Spicy messaged again the other day, like, what have you got left? And I was like, this much. And they were like, I'll take it all. I was like, oh, well, Sam was like, you need to take it off the website.
Yeah, I was like
imminently.
Right. It's coming down then because we've got nothing.
Yeah. So until the next batch arrives at the end of March.
Well, which is probably going to be kept for Fiction Fest. So we probably won't be selling special editions again until after Fiction Fest, until we see what we come back with.
And like, I'm not trying to like, I think we will come back with some, but there is a possibility we might not.
Yeah.
So like,
there's misprints still available on the website. We've still got the misprints.
And everyone that's had one has said like, how is this a misprint? And
what
I'm like,
misprint?
I know, but like, you just needed to be there.
Yeah, it was a stressful time.
But yeah, so if anybody's listening and was like, oh, hopefully like end of April time. If not, they will be relisted when I have Son of Nothing ones available, probably like September time.
Yeah.
And I'll obviously be offering the paperback and the hardback as a bundle with Son of Nothing. So like if you're pre-ordering Son of Nothing hardback, you can order it as a bundle. So I will be placing another order towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wasn't expected, but nice position to be in.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And if you're going to Fiction Fest, you can still pre-order for Fiction Fest because we've got enough stock to take with us to Fiction Fest. We've already had 40 books pre-ordered, which is just mental. Yeah. My little like internal goal now is 50 books pre-ordered for Fiction Fest. So we've got another month, so we'll see.
Yeah, I did a video about it. What I will say, if anyone's listening to go into Fiction Fest, so I will bring as many as I need to that are pre-orders, but in addition it's going to be limited because I have to lug that all the way up and all the way back. So like I will just say that what is not pre-ordered but available on the day will be a very limited amount because I just because of like logistics. So I'm just forewarning anyone that if you really want one, I really don't want, there's no need to miss out. So like
you can pre-order and let us know and you'll have one.
You get a cute bag.
Yeah, we've got little bags to put the pre-orders in, and it's going to be stunning.
Yeah, I think that's everything, right?
Yeah, as always, we're on TikTok and Instagram at a pod of Smut and Wingspan. We're on Threads, we're on Throne, which is a crowdfunding app. We're on Discord, where you can come and talk to us about our episodes, talk about books that we're reading, share your reading buddies, whether that's your children, your cat, your dog, your fish, or just let us know of any, like, I like this book, what shall I read next? That's that kind of thing. There's so much conversation in our Discord. We've got really good moderators now who are moderating all conversations. So shout out to Kirsty, Meg and Luce, our Discord moderators. And we're also on Patreon. Different tiers do different things, but at a minimum you'll have an exclusive episode every month. The higher tiers get weekly episodes early without ads and get a live stream. The highest tier gets a live stream once a month where you can listen live and ask questions, talk along, and we stay for a Q&A after the episode. Have I missed anything?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Me with the Discord updates, I know exactly what's going on.
Sounds good. So we promised you King of Ravens by Claire Sager, and we are still delivering that. Yes. We're still going to do it next week. So today is the 11th for when this comes out.
Okay, really.
Sorry. So next week, the 18th, will be King of Ravens. The week after will be our interview with Claire Sager, and then we'll do our March reading wrap up as usual.
Oh, that fell nicely, didn't it?
Well, it means that our March reading wrap up comes out on the 1st of April, but I feel like that's fine.
Yeah, that's
fine. So Claire's confirmed we're meeting her on Thursday.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, this Thursday at 7.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's news to me.
Oh, sorry. I just assume you read our emails.
No, I never look at them. Unless you tell me to look, I really look at them. Sorry.
So you've got a week to... you've got a week to read King of Ravens if you were reading along with us or hoping to read it before the episode. You've got an extra week because our leading lady, the queen of romantasy, Sarah J. Maas, finally came out of hibernation and finally did a public speaking.
Can you believe that this is the first time on this podcast in nearly 2 years? Because it'll be like March time, right? No. When's our anniversary? Is it gone?
March.
When in March?
I don't know.
Oh, we should celebrate that.
2 years of the pod.
Woo, if it's today, congrats. We missed 100. We did 100 and we just completely
blitz past
it. Yeah.
We've had like 35,000 downloads on Buzzsprout.
Crazy.
Just missed that as well.
Missing milestones. But ever since we've been doing this podcast, we've never had an official Sarah J. Maas announcement. The only thing we've ever had has been that very cryptic Instagram post that she did about last year, right, in June. And I mean, we did an episode on it. Also, this is so jumping ahead, but like a fucking crease that like I was writing, it was an arrow.
Yeah.
Like, there were so many people on our TikTok that we did like, no, it's not. No, just jumping ahead. Yeah. And it's like, oh, actually, it was.
Yeah.
But can you believe in all that time that we've been Sarah J. Maas fans, this is the first ever, like, because House and Flame and Shadow came out before we did the podcast.
No, we were doing the podcast, but...
No, we didn't. It was the January, we started the pod in the March. It was just after. We were reading, but we weren't podcasting.
Oh. Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember my Read My House in Flame and Shadow Me video was the first time I'd ever put my face on Book Talk, and I was really nervous.
Bless you.
Yeah.
So Sarah J Maas has been on Call Her Daddy.
Yeah.
So I feel like I just need to put it out there. Obviously, if you're listening to this episode, we are going to talk about the Call Her Daddy episode in full.
Yeah, full spoilers.
We are going to talk about Tog, ACOTAR and Crescent City. So just be mindful while listening, because we're going to get into the full interview between Alex and Sarah.
I will say, because there was a few people like in my book club and stuff and on Instagram that were like, I really want to listen, but I haven't read Crescent City. Like, I would say of all the series, Crescent City was probably the least spoiled. However, there are a lot of bookstagrammers who have done like summaries that are spoiler free. So like if you are a bit like gutted that you couldn't watch it or you want to know, then I would recommend looking into those.
Somebody has made a like timings, so like between the beginning and 10 minutes it's safe. Between these times this series is talked about. So if you want that, just message us, because it's in our Discord. Somebody sent it in our Discord. So if you want the timings of like when should I skip, then just give us a message and we will send that to you.
Yeah. Yes.
Where to begin?
I can't believe it. I feel like I kind of knew it was going to happen, because I felt like there'd been so many rumours that it was like, but I just can't believe it happened as soon as it did. Like I really thought we'd be waiting a while.
Yeah, because the rumours only started circulating a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. So I felt like, okay, like, great, she's going on, but it's going to be like months away.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like, that she's going to find like some significant date, or, you know, because like Sarah's cryptic and she's Easter eggy. So I just thought like she's going to pick a very specific date and it's going to be like months away and this is going to be teased for ages. But like the time between like the rumours about it and it actually coming out wasn't that long in between them.
And also like that one of the books is coming this year, because I think we said that even if we get an announcement this year, I felt like if we were going to get a book this year, it would have been announced the tail end of last year. But you know, I mean, she has such a big following that like I just think she literally could announce a book in a month and it would still do well, you know.
But obviously, so we've got a release on the 27th of October, and then we've got a release on the 12th of January. Now, what I will say is the release for this year, the 27th of October, it's not a small book by any means, but it is about 300 and something pages. I think it's like 336. Obviously, the one in January is a 900 pager. Yes. That's going to be the meat of it, isn't it? I think the first one that we're getting is going to be like, setting us up for whatever is to come. But then I think the second one is going to be the real like meat and potatoes.
I agree. So, and this is getting into theories now, but based off those page counts, they can't call the next one a novella because it being 300 and whatever pages, it doesn't qualify. It has to, I think for it to qualify as a novella, it has to be in like 50,000 words, right? But like, I think that the size of these and the way she described it is very much going to be this October book is a transition, and then the 900 pager is it's going to be Elaine's book, essentially. Is that not your belief?
No, similar. I believe, so I sent you the mock-ups are obviously just like, you know, they're blank, but one is like grey and white, like misty, and then one is like pink and yellow, like and I said, if that's not Elaine and Asriel, I don't know what is. Yeah. However, it's the smaller book. That's the grey book.
Yes.
I think the smaller book is going to be from Asriel's POV, which we've never had before. And I think it's going to set it up for like his yearning burning for Elaine. And then book 7, the big book, is going to be Elaine's POV.
Yeah. So I
agree there's going to be a transition book, but I think specifically based on the colours that book 6 is going to be Asriel POV, and then book 7, because she said I've never written this way before. She's like, I've never done it like this before. And I was like, okay.
Well, and she did allude in the interview that like the reason why it's been done like this is because she felt like she couldn't just write one part of it. It all poured out of her. Which does make sense. Like if you're writing a transition then into a bigger story, I can understand.
I'd like if you just read ACOTAR, ACOMAF and ACO War back to back to back. That is just one big long story essentially, isn't it? So like you can understand that like when it's a series and you've already got your characters, you know, she's done a lot of the groundwork, isn't she? Like we know this world, we know the characters. So like to write then just like plot driven, it is just going to pour out of you. You know, you can have so much to say, and like you don't have to faff with world building and like
100%
getting people to like know the characters, because we're all on board, like we're all here.
And also in this interview, not only did we get like that was the main, like you said, was it meat and potatoes or meat and gravy? You said, I don't know, what's the saying?
Meat and
potatoes.
Meat and gravy.
I don't know. That's the main reason why she was doing this interview. However, I would say that was only like a 2-3 minute segment. It was actually really interesting because she is quite a, for her own reasons, right? She protects her peace. She's a very closed off person, private person. But to hear that she wrote ACOTAR and ACOMAF back to back in one like sitting, years before she ever sold it, you know, like right in the midst of writing Tog, and then it just sat, and then, you know, she ended up going back to it and selling it. Like you said, it's interesting that when you read ACOTAR to ACO War, it's one big story, because I don't know, I just always assumed she wrote them as she went, and it's like, actually no, those first two really were like one big, like, you
where
know,
do I split it down the middle? Like, where do I call this book 1 and book 2?
And like she just always knew that as soon as Reese came on the page, like game over, you know. It wasn't, oh, I finished this book, this black-haired guy's kind of hot, maybe. No, it was like written as a, obviously it could never be one book, but like that's kind of how it was written, which was really interesting. But I agree, I do think that this part 1 is a transition, and then it's going to go into, obviously, you know, I say Elaine's story because it's not that I really truly believe, like, a lot of people have, I mean, we all love to dig in deep to what she says, right? Like, we all love to like listen, like some of the terms she used, and everyone's like theorizing online. I get it. I just think there is no way that Lucian is endgame, guys. Like, as much as she kind of skirted around the mate Bond question, she's not going to give it away.
No, of course not. And like I get, like, she's there to answer questions, and I do understand that, because I think some people were a bit mad online, but like, she can't give away the whole plot. No. Like, that's what we're all waiting for, to read it and experience it for the first time. If she just answers all our questions, then what's the fucking point in us reading the book?
If she says, like, oh, somebody's going to end up rejecting their mate, that's such a giveaway.
Like, well, it's not Reese and Feyre, and it's not Nestor and Cassian. So
who is it going to be? So as much as I think Lucian, I want Lucian to have his, you know, a good ending and to be happy, it doesn't have to be with somebody.
No.
And I do think she's so heavily spoken about in the books, like Reese's parents being mates, but they're not meant for each other. Tamlin's parents being mates, but they really weren't meant for each other. I think, is there anyone else? I'm trying to think of the other, I can't remember if there's other mentions of it, but like she really heavily plays on that in this series. And if you've read Crescent City and Tog, spoilers, but like there isn't examples of that. It's not to say that it doesn't exist, because it definitely does, but like there's not examples of that in those books. It is heavily played on in ACOTAR. I just don't think she's going to do a 3 for 3. I do still think Azriel's predictable, right? Like, but you know,
but then like that's the way she wrote the story. Do you know, like, who can I use as an example? Elsie Silver. Okay, that heartless, reckless, whatever. They're all brothers.
Okay.
On the ranch, and one book is about one, and the next is about the next, and like, so
it's always going to be the brother.
Yeah. You never get a female main character, and you're like, oh, I wonder who she'll be with. Like, it's clearly one of the brothers. Like,
that's the point.
It's not fucking Joe works in Argos. Do you know what I mean?
Because
like,
why would you spend a whole book focusing on these characters to be like plot twists, you know? And also, these are HEAs, right? Like romantasy and romance, it falls into the HEA category. Like, it kind of has to if you're selling something as a fantasy romance or romantasy, sorry. Like, she can't have Elaine ending up with fucking like Tamlin, you know? Like, it just, like, it's just not gonna happen.
Sweet little Elaine, who's like gardening and like tending to the shrubs, is not going for a sister's abuser ex-part. Do you know, like, you've shagged my sister, you locked her in a house, like, you tried to steal her back, you stole me and my sister and chucked us in a fucking cauldron. But okay, I'll forgive it. And like, I thought, so like, one group, I can't remember what it's called, one group that I'm a part of, I'm a part of so many groups on Facebook, you know, like romantasy, I'm like, add. One group, I don't know, they must have been like big, like Tamlin
Oh God.
sympathizers, and like loads of people left the group after it. Because she basically says like, I don't know if he would have a redemption arc because one of my friends has been through abuse, and like I would want to be sensitive to her and what other people have been through, which like applaud to that, because like that's amazing.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And like loads of people left the group, this like ACOTAR group on Facebook, because they're not happy that Tamlin won't be getting a redemption arc.
I just think like
writing one yourself in your head, like
this is what I mean, right? Is that like,
do you know how often I think about Asriel and Eris?
Yeah.
Like fanfic it.
Yeah.
Make it up.
It's never gonna happen.
I'm never gonna get it, so I just write about it myself.
But like, I just think, you know, I mean, I'm sure in our other ACOTAR episodes that we've done, I feel like I certainly said it. I can't remember if you did. Like, oh, I would be open to a Tamlin redemption.
Yeah, obviously. I'd read anything Sarah wrote.
But also, when she put it that way and she gives you the context, I was like, fuck. Like, like, I almost, not like annoyed at myself, but like, I do feel like, yeah, actually, do you know what? Fuck him. Why would you give him a fucking redemption arc? Like, he's very, and she acknowledges that. She's like, you know, he's fucked up. He's come from a really fucked up family and situation. But like, again, that does mirror real life. Sometimes people are not abusers because they just, I'm not saying that they're not terrible people, but like often when you look at people who are in those
they've
situations,
got trauma, or like,
exactly, but it doesn't make it okay.
Like, oh, well, they're, you know, they've got a bad background, so we'll let them off. Like, we've got to hold somebody to some sort of standard.
Yeah, exactly. And then when she said, oh, a close friend of mine, you know, and she sometimes calls him Tamlin, and, you know, like, and I was like, do you know what? Like, fucking props for that. I was like, I actually really, and that's what I think what was so nice about this episode. It gave you so much context, because she is a really private person. And totally understandably so, like, I totally get it. Also, so random, right? I have tried to stay out of the Discord about this, because, like, anything that she does tends to have a whole fucking thing with it. But people were losing their mind, because I think it was like Harper's Bazaar or one of the big magazines did a like her look rundown on the podcast, like where can you buy that, because the cardigan, right? And it was like a $350 cardigan, right? It's cashmere, okay? Like, it wasn't designer, but it was like nice, right? And people are like, ugh, wearing a $350 cardigan on into. I'm like, babes, she's a fucking multi-millionaire. I actually think we're in a 300, what's that, like 100 and something quid. Like, I'm not a multi-millionaire by any fucking sense of the word, but like, I own things that are £100. Also, she's a millionaire. She could have been wearing something that was $3,000. Like, fucking good for her. Like,
but like, tell me, if you became a millionaire, you wouldn't be buying nice clothes and like,
we're like
looking nice. Like, how dare she try and look nice for an interview? The first time we've seen her in fucking years, by the way.
And also, like,
it's not like she's doing interviews every week, so getting paid for all this publicity and stuff that she does every week, because she doesn't do them. So like, let her wear what she fucking wants to wear.
But also, if we're talking like, if so, you know, at the end of the day, she wear what she wants. But if she had shown up in like a $10,000 blouse, right? Okay. A bit like Eat the Rich, right? Sure, like, you know, but like $300, like, I just don't, like, you go to Marks and Spencer's and pay that for a cashmere jumper. Like,
people will moan about anything.
It was just like, really? Like, I actually think that's not, you know, obviously if they were like, oh my God, Sarah wearing a Target jumper, I'd be like, cool, like, whatever. But like, I just don't, if it had been like 3, 4, 5, 10 grand, I would have been like, okay, you know, whatever. But like, I
just feel like in some people's eyes, she can't do right for wrong.
Also, I was thinking to myself, because obviously the vast majority of I've never really watched Call Her Daddy. I see the clips, but I don't watch it. When like fucking Cardi B or like Victoria Beckham were on it, was anybody commenting on how much they spend on their clothes? No, because they know that they
like, Victoria Beckham was definitely in full designer,
and like good for her, right?
Get
like,
it, girl.
Cool, but like, Sarah J Maas, I'm not saying her net worth is probably quite the same, because they are more like seasoned celebrities, but like, just because she achieved that money a different avenue, she's not like she's a celebrity, but like not a celebrity. It was really weird. I was like, I've never seen that rundown. Like, I'm sure when I fucking love Chapel Roan, right? But she had a Vivienne Westwood suit on, like, fucking good for her, right? But like,
get it.
We're commenting on her wearing a pair of jeans and a £150 cardigan. Like, my gran had £150 cardigans, you know? Like, I'm not saying everybody has £150
I know,
cardigans,
but
it's
like,
just like, we're not talking
God forbid we treat ourselves.
It was just like, we're not talking like...
My dress for my hen party was like 100 and
Yeah, like
something pounds.
You know, like I don't think that's like a obscene amount of money.
And I'll probably wear it once. And then I'll sell it on Vinted. Like I wouldn't just like...
How much have both of us spent on our wedding dresses and we've worn them once, or we'll wear them once? Like, disgusting amounts.
Fuck off.
Anyway, sorry, that was such a tangent, but I just saw it and I was like, you know, you're like, really? Yeah. Like, are we really doing this? Like, crazy.
Like, people will just think about anything. Somebody was kicking right off on TikTok because they were like, Sarah J. Maas one interview and now Tog has been ruined for me. And I'm like, babe.
It's been out for like
10 years. Like, come on.
And also, when you started that episode, when Alex started she says, like, spoilers. Yeah. They didn't just, like, open and go, like, Aileen and Rowan are mates. Welcome to Call It Daddy. Yeah. Like, that's not what they did.
Honestly,
like,
I was just like...
You continued watching that, like, they warned you that they were going to talk about all of her characters and back catalogue. I don't, you know, like... And again, like, if it was something that had come out, like, they didn't even mention anything about House of Flame and Shadow. They really didn't touch much on CC.
Lydia.
Because obviously with it being so new, I can only assume. Like, they didn't really touch on it because it's so new. But, like, even if, you know, they warned you.
One thing I wanted to talk about is obviously a lot of people were upset after Silver Flames.
Yeah.
Because Reese doesn't tell Feyre that there's a possibility of her dying during childbirth because the baby's got wings, and obviously it gets resolved, but a lot of people were like, he's just as bad as Tamlin, like keeping this from her. And then to hear Sarah explain that through her having forced C-section, not knowing what was going on, her husband not being allowed to be with her, like they cut her in the wrong place, like all her autonomy was taken away from her because they just did what they had to do, and like she wasn't like not given choices, but like she wasn't really in the loop. She didn't know what was happening. It was her first child. She's a brand new mum, and all this happened to her. Like, I know I cried. I know you cried.
Oh my God, I cried my fucking heart
But like,
out.
I would just be curious to know their thoughts on it now. The people who were, because I was never, because people were like, oh, Reese is evil, and this is my proof, and like everything he kept from her, and I was like.
I think as well, all of that was, you know, really insightful. And for her to like open up and share that takes a lot.
Yeah.
But I think also she said like one sentence kind of to wrap it up. And she was like, Reese is a good person and he has good morals, and his reasoning for doing things that he does comes from a different place than Tamlin does. They are two different people. However, Reese, she admits in that interview, it still wasn't, she said, I don't agree with it. It wasn't, and I think, I can't remember like in our, we've done so many previous ACOTAR episodes, but I think we said this, is that like, these are morally grey characters. And also like, okay, we're not talking like, you know, real life, but like, people in your life, I'm not saying do bad things intentionally, but like nobody is really black and white.
No.
And like everybody makes mistakes and does things.
Yeah, we fibbed about being gifted books because we didn't want our husbands to know we bought them.
Definitely. I mean, not quite the same as keeping like bodily autonomy. But yeah,
you know, we fib.
Yeah, 100. Yeah. But like also, you know, in the past, like I'm sure we've all done things in relationships with people that in hindsight we're like, oh my gosh, like that was a really bad
that was a really shitty thing for me to do.
But it doesn't mean that we're necessarily bad people. And I think like he's a morally grey character. People are morally ambiguous, and like I don't agree that he did it. Did it give me the ick when I was reading it? Yeah, like, but nobody is like black and white.
Yeah.
People do things that are not, nobody's compass is always north, and we're human and we make mistakes.
And we have said this multiple times. It's from Nesta's POV. If this was from Reese's POV, and we were getting how like cut up he was about it, and how upset, and like how much he was struggling with making this decision, and like what he was going to do, because it might be like he's planning to tell Feyre, he just doesn't fucking know how to, because how do you tell somebody that?
Well, and she also says like, and she said it in the interview, like Nesta tells him like that's a fucking shitty thing to do, and I
think he knows that. And I think if we were having the book from his POV and we had all his heartache behind it, then maybe we'd feel differently.
But also like, sorry, but to give it like a bit more like real life context, right? Not that I'm saying that your partner would do this, but say it was a situation where like your partner did something to that extent, you might be like, oh okay, like he was wrong, but I forgive him. I might still forgive him, or like in the grand scheme, but I can still be like, that was a fucking shite thing to do, because I'm your friend. know what I mean? I'm your friend and I'm external. I'm not saying you're easier on your partner, but like you have a relationship with them, so you know. So yeah, Feyre's glasses are rose tinted of Rhys, 100%. But that's exactly why with Nesta, it's like this. You know, people think that Rhys all of a sudden in Silver Flames is like this different Rhys, and it's like no, it's just from somebody else's POV, like.
And like Nesta was never going to be gushing over him the way the Feyre was. It's her sister's husband. Like it would be fucking weird if Nesta was fawning over him anyway. And then coupled with the fact that Nesta's in a fucking terrible place. Yeah. She's hit fucking Cassian. Yeah. Like she's a mess. Yeah. Like the last thing she's going to be doing is painting him in a good light. Like, she fucking hates everybody. Nobody's in a good light in this book.
And also then it kind of like and this is really like playing into Sarah's like how clever she is with her characters. Massive spoiler of Crescent City and ACOTAR here. But then when you get a Rhys in Crescent City, Bryce is like, oh, it's almost as if they all cower around him. You know, I think like Bryce's mum says in one of the bonus chapters, like this, you know, who do you think you are? Like, and it's like, like, because we've only ever seen Feyre's POV. So she describes it as like, oh, knight triumphant. Everyone accepts him as their leader. And it's like, but actually from somebody else's POV, he's a bit of a dickhead. Yeah. But that's okay. Yeah, it doesn't mean... Yeah, I don't know. You know, like, I know this is like a different context, but the way you would describe me and the way my partner would describe me and the way my mum would describe me and the way my nan would describe me, you're going to get 4 completely different people. Yeah. Like, there's going to be similarities, obviously, between me as a person, but, like, the side of me you see, like, when we're going out and getting drunk and being silly, the side that my partner sees living together, the side that my mum has seen growing up, and then my nan, who, like, maybe I'm a bit more reserved around because it's my grandmother, like... Of course, different people are going to have a different perspective of you and, like, show you in a different light. Exactly.
Like, if you ask my father about me, all he wants to talk about is how intelligent I am. Like, because he loves that I'm smart, because he's smart. So, like...
I don't know if I describe you as intelligent. No, I'm joking. What makes you think that? Sorry.
No, I got lots of GCSEs and stuff, and I am fucking book smart mind.
You are intelligent.
Really clever.
I think if we had to rank our friends, you are, like, up the top.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, all my degrees, all my like qualifications, like, sorry, but, like, that's what I mean. Like, my dad would you know, like, where you would maybe say, like, I'm kind or a good friend or, like, you know, like stuff like that. Like,
a bit of a push, but yeah. Sorry, it's just too easy. I'm sorry.
What would you describe me like then? Loud.
Yeah, a bitch.
Loud laugh. Yeah. Obnoxious. Passive. Yeah, but my dad would be like, oh, she's really intelligent.
You are really intelligent.
She works really hard. Like, no, but like that's the way. But that's not what would come to mind for you or for Steve if he was describing me. And like that's what I mean. Like Nesta and Feyre's POVs of Rhys are never going to be the same. Yeah. Ever. Yeah.
No, I agree. I agree. It's like, I'm sure if you were to ask my parents always said I was a very angry person. And but even now, you'll say that I'm angry, but I'm not angry in the sense of like, would I ever shout to you?
No. But even now, because like, I'm sure you won't mind me saying this, because your parents aren't together. Yeah. So like, you don't see your parents together. No. They now would probably have different opinions of you because you're probably a different person with your mum than you are with your dad.
Yeah,
like you're a lot closer with your mum. You're probably a lot more open with your mum. Yeah. Like, I just think like people are going to have a different version 100%. Of you, like depending who it is. So
no, I agree, and I think like it's, you know, I think people thought that in Silver Flame, Sarah was trying to like, because it was Rhys, that she was trying to be like, it's okay that he did this. Yeah, and she's like, no,
it's still a shit thing to do. Yeah,
like. You know, just because they are the good guys and he is the love interest. And then I think people try and quantify it to Tamlin and it's just very different. Like, I just don't, you know, I didn't. But that was nice to get that insight. Yeah. But yeah, her opening up about like her whole I was just like sobbing my fucking heart out.
And like, so for us, the episode dropped at 1 a.m. And like, I was like, do I stay awake for it? Do I like get up early? Like, I don't want spoilers. So I just knew like I'd wake up on the next morning, go on social media, and it would be everywhere, which it was. It was all over social media. So I was planning on staying awake, and I was like, I'm not gonna be able to do it. And I know people who stayed awake. People like told us that they stayed awake, and I was like, hats off to you, because it was 2 hours long. So that's 3 a.m.
Yeah.
But I got up at 6, and you know me.
Yes.
I'm wearing a jumper right now that says no matter how hard I try, I'm not an early bird.
No, you're not.
Because
an early bird.
I can't do mornings.
No.
I cannot be up in the morning.
No.
I was up at 6 o'clock downstairs,
Yeah.
put a wash on, made a cup of tea, went back to bed and watched it in bed with a
You
cup
were
of
up
tea.
earlier than me that day.
Yeah. I know, you woke up and I was like, I'm already an hour in.
I was like, I'm only just waking up.
And then I finished the episode, pegged my washing out.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm so fucking productive. It's 8 a.m. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I'm also not a morning person, but
Yeah.
I'm just forced to be because I'm
Yeah,
having children.
yeah.
But before that, I was exactly like you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just...
I'm a sloth.
Yeah, I maybe wasn't like, I'm maybe more of like a 10 a.m. kind of girl. Like, not so, I don't usually stay up as late as you do, because I know you're like an insomniac. Yeah. But I
Not
am...
my choice, though. I wish I could sleep.
Yeah, I probably can go till about like 1 a.m, 1:30, maybe 2 at like a push. And then that's me dying down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am not like a 6 a.m. person. It doesn't make me happy.
Oh, what else did I want to talk about? Oh, let's talk about the quickfire questions.
Yes.
So, loved that. She was like, I wonder about Vaughan too.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you?
I think she's bringing it back.
Yeah.
100%.
Do you think we're going to see tall characters?
I don't know. The interview, going into it, I think I thought we would, but then actually she was kind of like, maybe I'll go back. Like, she talked about the Twilight of the Gods thing, and also the Tog, like, encyclopedia, essentially. I don't know. Like, maybe?
Yeah, she skirted a lot of questions, but one question that she didn't skirt and outright answered was, yes, Bryce and Hunter endgame.
Oh, yeah.
Why do people think Bryce and Asriel? Like, she was a bit... almost like... I'm almost like, are you chronically offline? Because she seemed to not know any of these theories.
Oh,
like,
yeah, I think she is, though. I think she is literally that chronically
offline. So, she confirmed that Bryce and Hunt are endgame, which is nice. Yeah. And she was like... But she was like... Well, yeah, it's kind of wrapped up in the last book that I just gave you. Yeah. So I think she was a bit confused, but like, at least she's crossed that off people's list, because some people were really shipping Bryce and Asriel.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, no, I yeah. She really, I feel like she's probably, when she used to be a bit more public prior, when maybe stuff wasn't quite as big, she's always shown her favouritism towards Reese, but any questions she answered, she was kind of like, because there was a few, I don't know if you saw on TikTok, she like TikTok exclusive things, and like in almost all of them, she's like, yeah, Reese.
Yeah, they're like, who most likely to blah, 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 and she's like, Reese.
Yeah.
Reese.
Yeah. Yep. So random, right? But you know she's adopted.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So her parents are lawyers. I didn't like realise that they were like bigwigs.
I knew she was from quite a well-off family. Okay. But yeah, she's adopted. When on Wikipedia it says, and I tried to Google more about it, and she doesn't really speak about it, but she's adopted.
Yeah, oh wow.
Very baby. Yeah. But yeah, sorry, random. Yeah, her opening up about a C-section had me fucking, I was a goner during all of that.
Yeah.
Like, and I think as well, like, just being open about, like, postpartum and, like, it isn't, like, you give so much of yourself physically to when you have a baby. And, like, I've been in that situation where, like, birth doesn't go as planned.
Yeah.
And, like, you all of a sudden have gone through major surgery. There's no other surgery that is that invasive that you're awake for. There's no other surgery. Like, you could not be telling me if somebody had, like, invasive organ surgery, that within 3 hours of it, they're like, get up and walk around.
Yeah.
You need to walk around. Like, after my C-section, I had my C-section in the evening, and the next morning I was sore, because, of course, you fucking are.
You were sore after being cut open?
9 layers
that's
weird. You have no pain relief, right? Like, zero pain relief, or very little pain relief. And the next morning I asked for paracetamol and was told, if you have paracetamol now, you can't go home today. And I was like, why? Well, because you need to be, we need to be seeing that you're up and walking. And I was like, I just want some fucking paracetamol.
Yeah.
Like,
give me some fucking pain
I just got out of my bag in the end.
Yeah.
So fuck you. I know, they're closing the curtain. I was like, but, and like my C-section experience was actually, it wasn't planned, but it was a really positive one. So I can't really compare in that sense. But, like, you're still going through major surgery, and then you're left in the hospital, and they're like, here's this human for you to look at. And, like, as much as motherhood is a wonderful thing, it isn't always sunshines and roses. And it is actually like, when I say nice to hear it, obviously it's not nice that she went through that, but like, I think, and I do feel like more and more people do speak out about, like, you can still think it's the best thing that you've ever done and it be the most wonderful, fulfilling thing you've ever done, but it also be something very traumatic and very difficult to deal with. And also, like, even people who are prepared for becoming a mother, like, postpartum can fucking hit you like a frying pan to the face. Like, I think this is so off topic, but I was watching an interview with Jennifer Lawrence about it, because she had her second child relatively recently, and she's like, my first child like didn't have any postpartum, like, you know, was like perfect, like, you know, and then she had my second, and she was like, all of a sudden I just had she was like, and I never experienced it in my first child. You don't expect it, you don't think it's just gonna happen the second time round. And she was like, oh my god, it was like horrendous. Like, and like the hormones do fucking mental things to you. Like, I cannot express like how mental hormonal thing is. And she was talking about her second pregnancy. And obviously, like, she speaks about, you know, going to a better doctor and having a more positive experience with her daughter. But like, it's, you know, and then she was talking about like a mental health struggle after having her son, when she wrote Silver Flames, and
when she talked about Nesta climbing the hill,
and it was just, I just cried, I think, for a solid hour through all that, because I think, like, you know, not that I'm saying there's super similarities, but like, I found her books postpartum. I was in a really bad bout of postpartum when I found her reading, so to almost like find that she was going you know what I mean, like,
she was going through it while she was writing it.
And I do wonder, like, I don't, you know, I'm not like a religious person by any means, but I do think to myself, like, I don't know, I sometimes feel like stuff finds you at the right time.
Oh my god,
in life,
absolutely,
you know?
everything for a reason. I say this all the time, 100%. Everything for a reason.
And I've always said, when I saw that Instagram post about it, like, I don't know why I read that book. There was nothing, there was no rhyme or reason for me to do that. It was the most random thing I've ever done. But I do think to myself, like, was there just something, you know, out there that was like, this is what you need right now, you know?
Incredible.
I just cried like a fucking baby. I think it was about 8 a.m. when I was watching it.
So she doesn't confirm or deny anything about the dust coat,
which means probably
anything about who is Mother Archeron.
I think a Croken Witch is going to be pretty high up.
Anything about Rhys's surname.
Do you know what with that though, right? I think she was thinking of doing something with it, and I just think now it's like, oh,
it's
do you know
gone
what?
Too big. She doesn't confirm. She didn't answer anything, but like, there was questions about whether Rune and Rhys are related.
And like, surely, because doesn't Bryce think that it's Rune?
Yeah. What other with the quick fire questions?
And probably
who or what is Fury Axtar?
I don't think it's the mercenary, but I do feel like there's going to be
another question. Who was the mercenary at the beginning?
Sorry, back to the Rune and the Dorian Rune and Rhys thing. You know how, like, Lydia called her kids Brannon and can't remember the other one's name, but they were all from ACOTAR, weren't they? From Tog. I think the Rune and Rhys thing, I think people are going to be like, oh, it's his brother, you know. I think it's probably the same, like, what's the word? Easter egg to that extent. So I don't think it's going to be like, it's
not going to play out and they're going to have like a scene together.
No, but I think like probably in some distance. In the same sense that like her it's never explicitly said, but her dad is an Autumn Court Fae. Like, and he looks a damn lot like fucking Lucian, and
maybe, you know, one day, when she wraps up ACOTAR and like this mass verse is done. And she's writing something completely different. Maybe she'll do a big family tree, and like when you link things back, there's crossover between the worlds.
I think that's kind of what this Tog encyclopedia is sort of alluding to, you know. Like,
maybe that's why she hasn't released it yet, then, because it's spoilers for ACOTAR and Crescent City.
Sorry, you were saying?
I was trying to think of the quick fire questions. Can't remember them all.
I'm trying to think.
Oh, why are there otters? That was like funny. Is Maeve related to anyone?
Well, she's Valg, and I mean, the Valg and the Asterai and the Daglan. I mean,
they all seem to be one and the same.
Yeah, I think so.
Is she the mother of all the princes of hell in Crescent City?
Who knows? Because Are they related? No, because they're different to the Aster. So you're thinking that the Princes of Hell are more Valg as opposed to the Asteri? Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Like, God, the way that Sarah's mind works, like,
Yeah.
who fucking knows?
Yeah.
Wilder, she said there's like 3 novels on her computer.
Oh,
like,
I mean,
not in this world.
Yeah.
Like, just like other stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wonder when, like, if or when she'll ever write outside of this like mass verse that she's created.
Yeah.
Like, what's next? Like,
will she ever?
Yeah.
Though? Maybe she'll just keep adding.
Yeah.
Like, who knows? I wonder if
she's found her fucking market, haven't she? So like,
I wonder if she'll ever go balls to the wall and just release something really like a contemporary, you know, or like something really.
She did say that maybe she would write a bonus scene of what Logan did.
Oh, I mean,
we've been screaming for it.
But so funny that she doesn't. She's like, what? Oh, and it's like,
yeah, wild.
Sorry, did want to touch on just back to the announcements, because she said about it being like parts, so to think of these books as parts.
Yeah.
So she did say, and I haven't got the exact wording, but like I do feel like that there's 2 announcements now, but I do think another book is coming.
Oh yeah. So the first book, ACOTAR 6, is part 1.
Yeah.
ACOTAR 7 is part 2 and 3,
yeah.
and there's also part 4 coming, which she's currently writing.
Yes.
But book 6 and 7 are written.
Yes.
Done.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think to have had that interview and it to be 3 ACOTAR books, I'm sure, right, and maybe I'm like just thinking this and I'm deluded, but I'm sure we said this, that in one of our previous episodes when she did the little post last year, that we said like, I think when we get it, we're going to get like 3 books. Like, I just think she's kept everyone waiting for so long that surely when she announces, it's just going to be like, here it all is, you know? And also as well, she kind of says this, like, she didn't want this to be 2 books. It was always supposed to be 1 book and then another book. Yeah. But like when you're pushing, you know, and she's talking about like the glue. She's like, you physically can't make a book more than like so many pages, you know? That's
another thing that's pissed me off on social media.
Yeah.
Like these videos. And like, look, you don't have to like her. You can ignore people's videos about Call Her Daddy. You can ignore, you can remove, you know, you can click not interested, and but like somebody was like, the fact that you're all pre-ordering these books and it's just a marketing campaign, like it should be 1 book, and she split it into 3 to make you pay £25 a pop, so that you're spending £70 on a book instead of £25.
I don't think she needs to do that.
Right, 1, exactly.
She's gonna make 2 bajillions regardless.
Somebody put ACOTAR 6 on Waterstones is £25 and ACOTAR 7 is £30. I was like, ACOTAR 7 is 3 times the size of ACOTAR 6. The book is physically bigger. It's going to cost physically more to make the book.
If anything, what we should be commenting on is ACOTAR 7 is unbelievably cheap, because a regular Waterstone special edition ranges from £20 to £25 depending on how big it is, or like a hardback or whatever. It's a 300, that is a full, I don't know how many pages the first ACOTAR book is, but probably not far off. It's probably about 400 and something pages. Yeah. Like, so that's a regular hardback. So you wouldn't complain about any other author charging £25 for a 300-page book.
Even £30 for a 900-page book.
That's unbelievably cheap.
That's like 3 books in one.
Really?
If you think a book is about 300 to 400 pages, you're getting like 2 or 3 books in there.
I don't know how much.
Fucking wild.
I don't know how much the Alchemist special edition was straight off the bat, but surely that would have been like, if I didn't, you know, it's not my jam, but if somebody said to me, oh, the Alchemist special edition from Waterstones is like £29 because it's 1,000 pages long. Yeah, I get it. Because it costs more to print it. Like,
people are just being wild on the internet, and like the people saying, oh, it's a marketing ploy to get you to buy 3 books.
She doesn't need it, babe.
Like,
don't get me wrong, I think there are some situations, I'm not just saying in our genre, in all genres, right? There are some situations like that, but also, I actually saw a thread about this today. Somebody, it was actually quite a big author that did it, and it was a really interesting thread, and I can't remember who it was, but a romantasy author that was saying, like, somebody was like bitching about cliffhanger endings, and it was saying like cliffhanger endings are actually a way an author needs to write, because it almost like ensures you like 70% more sales, because people are less likely to continue when I read a book 1 in a series, I'm not expecting a tidy bow at the end. Like, it's one big story. They want
to keep you on the hook so that you come back for more. Like,
but people are like, oh, you're just doing it to make me buy the next one. Yeah.
Yeah, I really want you to read my whole series.
Point.
Like, sorry, the regular the special edition one's gone, so I can't see it.
Yeah.
The regular alchemized hardback, so no sprayed edges, just alchemized, is £25 on Waterstones.
So it was probably about 30 something quid for the special edition.
And that's 1,000 pages.
So no, charging 25. All my Waterstone special editions are that much money.
But you know what I think? Don't fucking buy them. Nobody is making you buy these books.
It's like when they announced the anniversary editions, right? Were they lazy? Yeah, 100%. Doing a black sprayed edge, they could have done more, right? Of course they could have. They got every tool at their disposal, right? There is nothing wrong with you going, that's disappointing. I was expecting more. I'm not going to buy it. Okay. Fine.
But they were still only priced at like £7.
They were the same price as the regular paperbacks. They weren't charging you more money for them.
It was just a different version of it.
Did I buy it?
Yeah.
But was I not disappointed, but like, do I understand that they could have done more?
Yeah. Well,
also,
obviously.
yes. But they're not if they were charging like, it's £15 a book, I'd be like, what am I paying for?
Yeah.
But like £25 for a special edition hardback, a hardback period, £25, brand new off the shelf from Waterstones, is not expensive. It is going market rate in the UK. Yeah. £30 for a 900-page book is actually criminally underrated. And they've probably done that because they've gone, there's such a short period in between them. They're essentially two parts of a story. We don't want to take the piss. Well, we can't take the piss because less people are going to buy it. Yeah. But they probably could have been charging 40 quid for that. And like you said, there are some authors out there who do that, right? Like, and it's not naming names. Yeah. Like, not just in this genre, there's hundreds of authors out that are being influenced by their publishers to do those things because they're marketing, what's the word?
Strategy?
Yeah, thank you. I can tell you now, if there's any authors out there that like doesn't need to be doing that, it's literally the biggest fantasy author right now. She doesn't need to be doing that. I can tell you that right now. It's like George R. R. Martin,
people just want to complain.
If George R. R. Martin finally announces whatever the fuck the next one's called,
Christ knows at this point.
Sorry, which is like Winds of Winter or something, or is that a Mumford & Sons songs? I don't know. It's something like that. I feel like there's a Mumford & Sons song called Winds of Winter. Maybe I don't know. But he said, like, it's like 2,000 pages long already because he's been writing it for like 15 years. Yeah. If he came out and was like, I'm releasing it in 4 books, nobody would fucking... not that nobody would complain. Of course people would complain. But, like, there just wouldn't be as much discourse. One of the threads, right, I try not to go into the fucking discourse. The reply to, like, it was like the fucking Daily Mail's announcement on threads. No, I don't follow the Daily Mail. But it was like, major fancy author announces books, blah, 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 internet gone wild. Someone's like... Such a shame. She copied George R. R. Martin and Tolkien. I was like, I fucking can't. She copied George R. R. Martin and Tolkien. Did you know, Sam, right? In the entirety of fantasy as a genre, literally dating back to like spoken word stories, that the only 2 reference points that we have, and if you're outside of that, you're copying, is George R. R. Martin and Tolkien. Did you know that's all that ever existed?
Fucking stupid.
I was like, where? Tell me where. Dragons? Where? Please tell me where. Elves? Fae? Where? I need to know.
No, people are wild. People will complain.
It's a female author.
People will complain about anything, and I just think, like, if it's not your jam, it's not your jam, and that's absolutely fine.
100%.
If you don't like ACOTAR, if you don't like Tog, if you don't like Cressida, if you don't like Sarah J. Maas, absolutely fine. But, like, you don't have to put any negative discourse online. You can just carry on with your life and talk about the books that you do love.
Well, like, both of us, more so for me, right? Like, I don't support Alchemized. I don't support that franchise. I don't support any of the Hermione fanfic franchise because I don't support Harry Potter in any capacity, right? But, like, there was fucking shite tons of... Everyone was talking about Hermione and all of that because there was, like, 4 books released in the same, like, month. Do you know what I did? I just, like... don't engage with it and I just don't look at it because it's just not my thing.
And if you just scroll past without engaging, it'll stop coming up on your algorithm.
But then there's lots of people that I follow and consider friends that love it.
Yeah.
Cool.
absolutely fine. You don't need to get into a fucking argument with everybody on the internet.
I don't even, like, and the thing is, I have my opinions and feelings about it and my reasons why I don't support it. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm not justifying it, but, like, I think if somebody was like, came up to me and was like, I'm a diehard Harry Potter fan, even to this day, I'd be like, okay, that's a bit of an ick.
Yeah.
Alchemize, I'm not saying it's okay, but, like, there is a removal to it that, like, kind of dilutes it. So but, like, also, like, I just think, like, there's loads of gigantic releases that I'm just like, it's just not my thing, but okay. It doesn't mean that people can't be excited for it, you know?
No, like there's fan bases for everything, do you know? Like, it doesn't matter what we think and, like, what we love.
Yeah.
But, like, we're never going to be those people that put shit online. Like, we're only going to talk about books that we love. We're never going to be in these arguments. Like,
I think it's yucking somebody's yum just because it's not your thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think, like, this, again, so off tangent, but, like, the whole Harry Potter thing is, like, a different conversation because that's like, no, this author is unbelievably problematic and supporting it literally just puts money in the fucking corpse's pocket. Yeah. That's a whole, like, other thing. You know, we've come off platforms like Fable. We dipped from fucking Fable because we were like, no, like, no, racist, like, fucking, like, emails, nope. Like, we, you know, so it's not like we're sat here saying, like, oh, we're not like, you know, we're, like, in the middle and we're not gonna, like, support, you know, politically stand out against anything. But I just think, like, when it comes to just personal preference, it's okay if you don't like it. It's okay if you read it and you thought it was shit. That's fine. It's still going to be one of the biggest releases this year. You kind of can't get around it, you know?
And there's going to be discourse online about it. So, strap in.
Such is life.
That was a very long episode to
it
talk
was always
about.
Going to be.
To talk about ACOTAR 6 and 7 and Call Her Daddy.
Wild.
Just so happy that we've had an announcement because we've been chomping at the bit.
2 fucking books while I'm on maternity leave.
Heaven.
It's like she knew.
I think I could do ACOTAR 6 in a day.
Oh, 300 pages, 100%.
I can book the day off work and I'll just smash it out in a day.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, ACOTAR 7, I might need more time.
I delusionally did that with Flame and Shadow, thinking I could do it one day, and it was like, I think I had like 30% left the following morning.
Yeah, I think I did 3 days for Flame and Shadow because I didn't take any time off work today.
You didn't, no.